Hi everybody, my name is Jan Dufour and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live just outside of Louisville, Kentucky. Today we're going to use two different stamp sets. Bird's Eye View, that you'll notice there are no sentiments, but very cute owls. And then we're also using Hope You Know, which is a great set. This is an annual catalog set, so it's there until at least May, or the end of April. And we're going to use Hello Friends, but there's some really cute small ones, and then some other really nice sayings as well. All right, let's put that aside. So to make this, first of all, if you want the project sheet, that will describe all of the sizes, which I will tell you, but you don't have to worry about it if you go to my website at stampmesilly.com. Go to today's post, which is the 19th of February, 2025. And you will go to project sheet in that post and it will print out like this for you. It has all the measurements, etc. Okay, if you have any questions or if you don't have a demonstrator and would like a free catalog, you can email me at jandufour@yahoo.com. If you see anything here that you'd like to purchase, you can go to my online store at jandufour.stampinup.net. We'll put that away. I'm going to mention it now so I don't forget later. When you go to my website, there is a page full of free things, and one of them is called Cards and Envelope Sizes. And I've highlighted the A2, I laminated it. That's why I haven't corrected this. But it basically tells you the card size, the envelope size, and then it breaks it into a half layer, a layer, 1.5, 2. This should be, say, 2.5, but it is the correct measurements, and then 3. And I believe I updated the correct one. But that tells you when you want to make borders. This one is a small border. So what I did was I used the half layer and then the first layer. So that comes in handy. All right. So this one required some fussy cutting. I'm not a fan generally, but very straight lines, so it was not a big deal. I also fussy cut the bird. I cut off his legs. It doesn't look like it here because I drew them back in, but I'll show you that. It's a very easy thing to cut. Now, I wouldn't want to make 40 of them, but it definitely is not a chore to do a few. I'm just going to talk briefly about coloring. I am not an artist. I love the blends. They do work very well. And I'm just, most of the time I start with the light. I've seen people say you need to start with the dark. I say do it the way you want to. So I basically color it in, and then Stampin' Up! Tells you where to put the shading. And so I'm going to use this for shading. And at first you're going to look at it and say that's awful, because you're right, it is awful. It's not blended. I just put in color. With Stampin' Blends, they're alcohol markers, so you can go over it and over it and over it and help it blend out. Now, again, it's a little bit sharp here. I'll bring it up a little bit closer. But give it a minute before you freak out, because the ink will soak in a little bit later as it's working on it. So I just kind of, I really don't take a long time to color. And I'm just going to leave it at that. As you can see, there's, lighter, darker. I do use the light and dark of each color sometimes when I'm doing a masterpiece. Ha, 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 ha. This is a simple bird. I'm just going to use the one color. So there's that. Did the same thing with the books. Now you'll notice I stack them. So what that meant was, I'll choose this one. I did bother coloring this one. I did not bother coloring the top of this one. If you color it, it's okay. But remember, again, just one color. I went over it once. Because I'm adding color to it, I'm just putting it on the book end and maybe a little bit over here for shading. And again, it dries so quickly and you can just keep adding color. Some are more prominent than others. I'm not going to color any more of those, but you can see that it's darker here than it is here. If I wanted a real more contrast, I would have used this is the light version of Lemon Lolly. I would have used the dark on that. Again, not a masterpiece, but I just quickly wanted to show you. This is how easy it is to fussy cut this bird. I was very cognizant of the fact that I don't like to fussy cut. And so what are the chances other people will not? I'm not cutting out this notch. I'm just going to do this. Go for the straight lines first. And then go around in a circle. And then you take the little clip and you clip it out. And you're done. So as you can see, it did not take a long time. I'm going to set these aside. The books are the same way. They're straight angles. I cut straight down, straight, and then I do this little curvy thing, and then I go back and take these out. It's very, very quick. But because of the magic of video, I just happen to have these all done. Put these here, the little birdies here. I also used a die set. Well, if I can get this off. A die set for the Hello Friends, and it has a hole in it. And it's not something that I cannot have a hole in. I could have die cut it up to here and then reversed the die and done it again here, and that would have left it with no hole, but it's easier to cover it up. So that's the way I went. So you have a card base, which is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then if I can find my glue, which was hiding under the project sheet, I just layered these. This is the half layer. So this measurement is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And it leaves a very slim border. I'm going to lift this up just a little bit. Okay. If you don't press it down, it doesn't actually adhere that much. You can usually move it a little bit. Okay. I'm being a little bit fussy, but okay, there we go. Love it. Small border. You can make this card with the normal 1/4 inch, going down by 1/4 inch on 2 sides. And that will work as well. I don't know, for some reason I just wanted a small border. Just a little bit of color. Since I colored so much, I guess, of the books, I was thinking, don't need to add that much color. All right, there we go. Isn't that cute? All right, so now this is going to be on top. This is the one on the bottom. So we're going to put the glue on the white space. And we're going to adhere this. And I put them a little bit off center instead of lining them up. I thought it looked a little more natural. It looked a little bit better, I thought, anyway. You do what you want. You do you. It's all good. All right, so that's done. I'm not going to adhere it right yet. Here are the birds, and see, after the dye, or after the alcohol ink gets to blend in, they get to be real cute. All right, so now I'm going to get, I did not cut this out, my lemon lolly. I need a piece. Sorry about that. I need a piece for the lemon lolly, 1 1/4 by 4 1/8. And I'm going to show you, some people get real freaked out about 1/8 and 1/16 of an inch. And I understand why, if you're not used to, 1 1/4. If you're not used to, you know, the way things look on a ruler. I'm going to show you here on this. I need a pointer. So here's the 1 inch, okay? And this is another inch. Now the next big line in the middle is the 1/2 inch. The 1/2 inch mark is divided by 1/4. And then it is also divided by 1/8, which is the next shortest line. It's just a little bit shorter than this. Between 1 and 2, there are 16 marks. So if you had 3/16, for example, you would count 1, 2, and this would be the line. So that's the way those divide up. So you might take a look at your ruler and see if you can figure out the smaller measurements. This is not lemon lolly. Well, isn't that fun? I had it in lemon lolly pile. All right, so let's try cutting it again because you get to see how well I cut. Isn't that awesome? So 1 1/4, well, I'll do it this way first. So the measurement was 4 1/8. So here's 4, the big line, and 1/8 is 2 lines in because remember they're divided by 16ths. And then this is 1 1/8, which 1 1/4, which a lot of times for the short side I'll go this way. So this is 1 1/4. Now it matches. Let's get this out of the way. I feel like Julia Child. I'm throwing, oh, was it Julia Child? No, it was a quilter. She would throw things everywhere. It didn't matter. All right. So you get to decide how far up. Just realize that the books have to be here and your bird has to be here, somewhere in this vicinity. So you can decide where you want this placed. Guess I'll do just a thin border, and I chose the measurement so that there would be the white base showing through on either side. Play with it and see, you know, how you like it best. I stamped and then used one of the smallest. This is Greetings of the Season, and it's the smallest die that goes in here. And as you can see, they all have holes. So what I was saying before was I could cut from leaving it hanging off the edge. I could cut it around here, rotate this, and finish cutting it around there. It's not a lot of work, but it's more work than I was willing to put in for this. I didn't mind the hole because I'm going to put it up on, oops, I'll find that later. Did you hear the little tinkle? That was my die falling on the ground. So we're going to take this. This is the only thing, the only thing I put up on dimensionals. I thought about putting the books up on dimensionals. That would be cute. And then I thought, but I got to draw his legs on there. So I didn't know how that would work out. So I chose not to do that. And then the eyeglasses are the same thing. I did that after I cut out the bird. Again, I didn't want to fussy cut around glasses. So that's what I chose to do. Sometimes you make decisions when you're creating because it's the easy way to do it. That doesn't always work out, but try it. It's only paper. So I'm going to put that, I'm kind of centering it, leaving a little bit of a border down below so we can see it. Now, I don't want the bird having really long legs. He has very short legs, if you can see. So I went ahead and put the birdie down. Be careful. I mean, you feel like this is the bottom out of it, but his head's going to be wonky. So you kind of really have to look to see how your owl is looking at you. Now, I use always friction pens because they're erasable. I have them in all versions. I figured if I drew it on there and didn't like it, I could erase it, which is true. I could have. But I'm just putting a straight line with a little toe out. That's the way it is on the stamp. And how can you tell those legs don't belong to him? You cannot. And then lastly, we're going to do the eyeglasses. And I thought, oh boy, this is going to be fun. But I have a backup if something goes wrong. All right, so here we go. Make sure you got ink. If you're not sure, go ahead and stamp it on something. Make sure it's stamping well before you venture. All right, now I want to put it on the bridge of his nose. And I'm going to lay it down. I am going to press evenly on both sides and hold it so that the ink can absorb into the paper. This is a great example. It didn't happen last time, but I knew that it could. So with me, I have the handy dandy marker. You could also probably use a blending pen and a little bit of ink from the stamp pad if you don't happen to have the markers. But as you can see right here, because of the lip of the bird, it didn't color in. So what I'm going to do is color it for it. There's a littler one over here. Now I dare you to tell me that that doesn't look perfect. It does. I hope you have enjoyed this. We are still in February, so it is still celebration. If you got the catalog, look online as well, because they've added new things to the free section for celebration. So there's more things that you can choose from. And we just dropped a bunch of new online exclusives. That's only pre-order for demonstrators. So if you want to become a demonstrator, no pressure to sell. I've had lots of people join, stay, or drop. Not a problem. But this month you get $125 worth of product of your choice for $99. In addition, Stampin' Up! Is throwing in a, oops, no, we're gonna get a picture, here we go. They're throwing in one of two options. You can either choose 2 marker sets. So you get, for example, your choice of another 2 marker sets and a beautiful stamp set. This you can't choose, it's an exclusive for joining, but you get 2 sets of markers. That's half of our markers. Or you can just get an additional $30 in product if you feel like that's what you want, or you already have the markers or whatever. So that's only until the end of February. So if you're excited about that, you can contact me with any questions. I hope you have an absolutely fabulous day. Bye.